The first thing you learn when you choose a life of travel is that the world keeps moving, but so does your paperwork. It sounds romantic to say you live on the road, waking up to new skylines, new languages, new horizons, but somewhere behind every mountain sunrise and quiet coastal sunset, there's a quieter reality humming in the background. Mail still arrives. Doctors still need appointments. Governments still expect taxes, and none of them care that you're 3 time zones away, parked beside a desert canyon, or crossing a border at sunrise. If anything, they expect you to be even more organized. So tonight, as you settle in wherever you are, let's gently wander through the unseen systems that make a traveling life possible. The slow, careful routines that keep nomads anchored while everything else moves. And if you enjoy these calm explorations of how modern and historical life quietly works behind the scenes, consider subscribing so you can drift off with more stories like this whenever you need rest. Because managing life on the move isn't chaos, not really. It's rhythm. It begins with mail, the oldest tether to home. Long before digital banking and paperless statements, travelers had to solve a simple but stubborn problem: where does the world send your letters when you no longer stay still? Today, many travelers build their lives around a permanent address that isn't truly permanent at all. It might belong to family, close friends, or a trusted service that receives envelopes on their behalf. In quiet office buildings and modest storefronts, entire businesses exist solely to open, scan, and forward mail to people who haven't slept in the same place for months, sometimes years. Inside these offices, the work is slow and methodical. Letters are sorted under soft fluorescent lights. Envelopes are photographed. Documents are uploaded into secure portals. A traveler sitting in a forest campsite or airport lounge can scroll through scanned images of their physical mail as if flipping through papers on a kitchen table that no longer exists. Packages follow more complicated paths. Some are held at shipping depots. Others are routed to post offices marked general delivery, waiting patiently behind counters until passports are shown and signatures are given. Travelers learn the geography of logistics, which towns are reliable, which depots hold items longer, which borders complicate deliveries. Mail, once tied to a single house, becomes something fluid, moving like the traveler themselves. Medical care introduces a different kind of choreography. When you live in one place, healthcare feels structured. You have familiar clinics, known doctors, records sitting neatly in local databases. But travel dissolves that structure. Suddenly, your medical history must become portable, carried across regions, languages, and systems that don't speak to one another. So travelers prepare quietly. They build digital folders containing vaccination records, prescriptions, diagnostic reports, insurance certificates, scanned, labeled, backed up. Some carry printed summaries, folded carefully into document pouches. Others wear medical ID bracelets engraved with conditions or allergies, silent messengers in case words fail. Routine care requires foresight. Dental cleanings are scheduled during planned returns home. Eye exams align with visa renewals. Prescription refills are timed with border crossings, ensuring medication legality in each destination. And then there's insurance, perhaps the most complex safety net of all. Travel medical insurance operates in layers: emergency evacuation coverage, international hospitalization, short-term treatment. Each policy filled with fine print describing where you're covered, how long you can stay, what counts as home. Travelers read these documents the way sailors once read tide charts, carefully, repeatedly, aware that misunderstanding the details could leave them stranded in difficult waters. Most hope never to use it, but knowing it's there allows them to sleep more peacefully in unfamiliar beds. Taxes, however, are the system no traveler escapes. No matter how far you roam, your citizenship and residency still follow quietly behind you, like a shadow cast across continents. The complexity begins with a simple question: where do you owe? For some, it's their home country regardless of location. For others, it depends on how many days they spend inside national borders. Travelers track time like historians, counting nights, flights, stamps, entry logs, ensuring they don't accidentally trigger tax residency in multiple places at once. Spreadsheets become modern travel journals, rows filled not with memories but dates. April 3 entered Spain, June 12 departed, September 1 returned home base. Each line matters. Income adds another layer. Remote workers earning online must determine sourcing rules. Is income taxed where the client lives? where the company is registered, where the work is physically performed. Digital nomads often hire accountants who specialize in mobility, professionals fluent in cross-border regulations, foreign income exclusions, tax treaties, and reporting thresholds. Video calls replace office meetings. Documents are signed electronically, transmitted through encrypted portals instead of manila envelopes. Even then, tax season rarely feels simple. It feels like assembling a puzzle whose pieces are scattered across time zones. Banking weaves through all three systems, mail, medical, and taxes, binding them together. Travelers rely heavily on online banking, but physical realities remain. Replacement cards must be shipped internationally. Fraud alerts can freeze accounts mid-journey. Verification codes sometimes route to phone numbers that no longer function abroad. So redundancies are built, multiple bank accounts, backup credit cards stored separately, emergency cash reserves hidden discreetly. Financial planning becomes less about budgeting and more about resilience. Ensuring one locked account doesn't halt an entire life in motion. Phone numbers themselves become logistical tools. Many travelers maintain a permanent number through digital carriers, allowing them to receive verification texts anywhere with internet access. Others use authentication apps, bypassing SMS entirely. It's a quiet evolution of identity. Your number no longer tied to a place, but to you alone. Then there are legal documents, passports, visas, permits, the physical keys to mobility. Travelers track expiration dates the way farmers watch seasons. 6 months passport validity, 90-day visa windows, extension deadlines, overstay penalties, folders, both physical and digital, hold copies of everything. Some laminate documents against weather and wear. Others store encrypted backups in cloud drives accessible from any borrowed computer in any distant city. Preparation becomes ritual. Before crossing a border, documents are checked the night before, laid out carefully on small tables, like tools before a craftsman begins work. Even voting, civic duties, and jury summons follow travelers abroad. Absentee ballots are requested months in advance. Some are mailed internationally, others submitted electronically depending on jurisdiction. Participation in democracy continues quietly from hostels, motorhomes, rented apartments, civic presence maintained despite physical absence. Over time, travelers develop personal systems, routines so refined they feel almost invisible. Mail scanned every Monday morning. Financial accounts reviewed on the first of each month. Insurance renewals aligned with calendar quarters. Tax folders updated after every major contract payment. These rituals create stability, a sense of administrative gravity holding life steady while geography shifts endlessly. There's a psychological comfort in it. Knowing that while you may not know where you'll sleep next week, your records are organized, your obligations met, your systems functioning. It transforms travel from chaos into sustainability. Interestingly, many travelers report becoming more organized on the road than they ever were at home. Without a fixed infrastructure, responsibility becomes personal. There's no drawer to toss unopened letters into, no receptionist to reschedule appointments, no local accountant to drop documents off with casually. Everything must be intentional, and intention breeds clarity. Minimalism often follows. Fewer subscriptions, fewer physical assets, fewer bureaucratic entanglements. Travelers streamline their lives not just for mobility, but for administrative simplicity. Some establish legal domiciles in regions known for traveler-friendly regulations, places with simplified tax structures, mail services, and residency benefits. These domiciles act as legal anchors, even if the traveler spends little time there physically. It's a modern echo of maritime history. Sailors once registered ships in favorable ports while rarely docking there. The principle remains unchanged. Anchor legally, roam physically. Technology, of course, has transformed everything. Telemedicine now allows travelers to consult doctors across oceans. Therapists meet clients through encrypted video sessions. Specialists review uploaded scans remotely. Prescriptions are authorized digitally and filled wherever networks permit. Paper tax forms have largely dissolved into e-filing systems. Cloud storage has replaced filing cabinets. Digital signatures hold legal weight equal to ink. In many ways, the infrastructure of stationary life has become portable, compressed into laptops and secure servers, humming quietly in distant data centers. Yet, despite all this efficiency, there's still something deeply human about the process. The moment you open a scanned letter from your home country and recognize the envelope design instantly, even on a screen. The relief of hearing your doctor's familiar voice through headphones while you sit thousands of miles away. The quiet satisfaction of submitting taxes on time from a cafe overlooking a landscape you once only saw in photographs. These moments remind travelers that mobility doesn't sever connection, it reshapes it. Home becomes less a place and more a network of systems, relationships, and responsibilities that travel with you. And perhaps that's the hidden truth beneath the romantic imagery of life on the road. Freedom isn't the absence of structure. It's the careful construction of invisible structures that allow freedom to exist safely. Mail routes that find you. Medical records that follow you. Tax systems that recognize you. Without them, travel would feel untethered, exhilarating at first, but unsustainable over time. With them, it becomes livable, even peaceful. So the next time you imagine the traveling life, picture not just the scenic overlooks and quiet beaches, but the soft glow of a laptop at night, a traveler reviewing scanned letters, confirming insurance coverage, updating a tax spreadsheet. Not stressful, just steady. Administrative rituals performed gently beneath unfamiliar stars. And strangely, there can be comfort in that steadiness, knowing that even while the world changes outside your window, certain routines remain constant, grounding, reliable. A kind of paperwork lullaby. So as you rest tonight, wherever you are anchored, permanent home or temporary horizon, let your thoughts drift through these quiet systems that hold modern life together behind the scenes. Invisible networks of mail routes, medical records, and tax ledgers, all moving patiently, methodically, keeping travelers connected to the world they continue to explore. And if you'd like more calm journeys into the overlooked mechanics of life, past or present, don't forget to subscribe before you drift off. There will always be more quiet stories waiting, traveling slowly just like you.